Will Smith dropped a 3-pack, um, and today, January 30th. And one of those songs is called Beautiful Scars. I mean, the whole thing is called Beautiful Scars,
Mm-hmm.
but then when you click on it,
This is the
three
title track.
songs, right? 3 songs are on it. And so, Beautiful Scars features Big Sean and Old Banga.
Mm-hmm.
And Will Smith and Big Sean are Neo and Morpheus in this music video.
Yeah. Conceptually, I think that it was interesting. Who doesn't, who isn't intrigued by the Matrix? Um, I don't think I've ever met anyone who isn't in some way intrigued by it. So I think it was a smart move. Um, I peeped the flex at the beginning where he was like, "I turned down Neo" or whatever he said about that.
That's what he said. One of his, he didn't flex. He said that's one of his biggest regrets.
It's one of his biggest regrets, but it's still a flex that you were even invited to. Not many people are going to be invited to do that. So I'm going to say something here, and I kind of said this when we talked about Jim Jones and Cameron. And I don't want anyone to think, before I say what I have to say, I don't want anyone to think that this is just my new thing. This is my 2025 thing. There are going to be a lot of things that I care about in 2025. One of the things that I don't care about is whatever this is that Will Smith is doing. I just, what's he doing? What is this?
I don't know, but it's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's just, it's like, I wasn't looking for it. I've never sat around and said, wonder when Will Smith's gonna put out some new music so I could listen to it.
Yeah.
So I
Um,
think that's where I'm at with it. I think it's just that it's not really something that I'm looking for. Um, Good for him. Like if it's working, let it work. Um,
who's this a bigger look for, Big Sean or Will Smith today?
I don't know. I tried to think about that when I was watching the video. I thought about that very thing, and I honestly do not know. I
I
think
was wondering that.
I think for Will Smith, I think it's I think the fact that these still very relevant or currently relevant artists are teaming up with him and working with him, I think that's to his benefit.
Yeah.
Because because Will Smith rapped over the years, but like that wasn't the focus of his career. His focus.
Not after a certain point. No.
What, what do you mean? Like he didn't rap after a certain point? You're saying?
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying, yeah, for a minute, after a certain point, really, the focus of his career was not.
Right. So I feel like in that sense, if you're trying to regain that credibility and have people see you that way again, I think a good way to do that, a smart way to do that, is to get artists who are currently active and relevant or artists who people view a certain way. So I do think it's a get for him when he's teaming up with these artists. We talked about him previously working with Yuki Chiba. We talked about Big Sean. I think there was another artist he worked with too that I'm not thinking of right now. But I think,
Well, on this 3-pack is that uh gospel type record
yeah,
with Friday and Sunday service.
okay, yeah.
And then the other song is the one we didn't cover, but is with Russ and his son Jaden.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's a of his that's to his benefit.
Yeah,
And I can see how it benefits Big Sean too, right? Because it's Will Smith. You know,
right.
people are gonna talk about the fact that you're doing a song with Will Smith. Um, so maybe it's mutually beneficial to both of them, mutually relevant for both of them.
I think so. It's a good point. It's not a bad record. Um, the Obanga hook definitely ties things together nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really wish they didn't do this video of the Matrix.
You didn't like it.
Uh, no, um, I'm shocked the Warner Brothers have not taken it down. Uh, but I guess we'll see what happens with that. Maybe they're allowed to use it because it's a public thing.
Maybe.
Uh, yeah, I'm not really sure. But um, yeah, besides that, it wasn't bad. Um, Will Smith is rapping. One thing I will give Will Smith credit for is he's got writers around him. We know Will Smith does not write his raps, uh, and so he's got writers around him that are writing him some good stuff. Uh, and he's definitely performing
Mm-hmm.
in a captivating way, and so I'll give him props for that. But the record's not bad at all.
No.
Um, and even the 5 minute video didn't seem very long. When I first saw 5 minutes, I was like, "Oh my God, 5 minutes!"
Yeah.
Once the credits came on, I cut it off. But
Yeah.
uh, yeah, not bad. I prefer this kind of Will Smith as opposed to the other stuff we covered recently, where
Okay.
he's gangster rapping.
The gangster rap is weird. Um,
Yeah, I
but
think all of this is weird. I don't know what's going on with Will Smith. As you can see, the slap was mentioned, but not really. I don't like that. And I feel like either we're gonna let it go or we're not. But continuing to mention it but not really, it's really annoying. Um, and I'm confused as to why he continues to do that. He insinuates it on the record we spoke about recently, um, Teen Tamaguchi remix or something like that. It's called.
yeah.
Forgive me if I'm saying the name wrong. And then they clearly mention in the beginning of this,
Right.
you only had two regrets in your career. We're not going to talk about the other. I don't. I don't understand the constant need for that.
Yeah.
Uh, I feel like no one is making you bring this up. You are controlling these things. He's not signed to some major record label. Both the record labels that this is the LLC that licensed it to the other company that I just looked at in the credits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know either of these companies.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's on a Def Jam or Interscope or one of these big labels. I said it to say you control what you do,
Mm-hmm.
and so you don't have to keep mentioning the slap. And I think it's distasteful that he continues to do so. That's my only real complaint about the record.
Okay.
Uh, yeah,
I get the sense that he is in a stage of um, like trying to rediscover himself. Um,
okay.
I think that something like what happened at the Oscars can really, I guess, turn things upside down for you.
What year was that?
It had to be what, 3 years now?
I'm looking it up. I got.
Yeah, it was either 22 or 23. But I just wonder if that's what this is. It's like he's trying to figure things out or figure out where he fits in at this point. I mean, he's still making movies. It's not like he's not doing that. But I guess, you know,
Almost 3 years ago,
yeah, right? It was,
March 27th, 2022.
okay, that's what I thought. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of odd. I guess the reason I say that too is because of the music that he's doing. Like, 1 minute he's doing gospel. Even this to me sounded a little bit like that. But then he's also doing gangster rap. It's just, it's like he's not sure which lane he wants to be in. And that's fine. I think that happens. I think when you're creative and when you're an artist, you go through different changes. You do reinvent yourself sometimes. You do rediscover things that you may have an affinity for, or maybe because maybe all that was I like to be a little gangster. Maybe that's what that was. Maybe I'm not saying it worked. I'm not saying it was for me. I'm just saying maybe that was the thought process, right? Like maybe it was just that simple. I don't know, but I'm curious. It makes me curious, I guess. So, yeah.
Gotcha.